Hello to both of you. It is my pleasure to talk with you today about your recent award in the Connect the Community Design Challenge organized by RS Components, as well as your studies and careers in STEM so far. Now, before we begin, would you like to briefly introduce yourselves?
So I'm Maria-Sofia. I'm a final year mechanical engineering student at the University of Glasgow. I'm a general board member at FEMENG, and I'm treasurer for the IMechE Glasgow Young Members Panel. I'm passionate about renewable energy and saving the planet, and this is the industry I want to go to after graduating.
Hi, my name is Natalia. I'm fourth-year biomedical engineering student at the University of Glasgow. I'm also part of FEMENG. I'm the technical convener, and I want to go into robotics and artificial intelligence when I graduate.
That sounds great. You're both obviously very promising young female engineers, and even though you're still to graduate, but let's look back in time for a second. When was the time that you chose engineering as something to apply for and study in university? Was it like a eureka moment that predetermined this, or it was an idea taking shape throughout the years?
For me, actually, when I was in high school and primary school, maybe my whole life, I liked math and physics and all those STEM subjects. So at the end, I knew that it was engineering. I was not sure about biomedical, but it combined everything because I also liked biology and physics and math. So that was the one who combined everything.
For me, it's something similar. I always loved physics and math, and I was good at it. So engineering was the most obvious path for me.
So let's talk about your award and the challenge. So for the Connect the Community Design Challenge, you created a pill dispenser which is targeted for older people while in isolation, called Pill Ink Better, which captivates with a very creative title from first glance. Could you please briefly describe how it works, and is it an app or a hands-on product or both?
It's supposed to be both. It has an app and it's also a device that it's connected to an app where you can put in a calendar like notifications when you prepare them, like you will put at what time you need to dispense the pill, and it will send that information to the device, which will dispense the pill at the correct time. And it also has reminders, so it will make a sound or it will announce that the pills have been dispensed and you need to take them, basically.
So it like you receive a notification and then you open your phone and see, oh, it's time to take your pill. So you go to the dispenser and it's already there. So you just take it, drink it with some water, and that's it.
Yeah, but the notification, it's the device
Oh, okay.
which set it, because it also has like a speaker. So it's the device, not the phone, because the person that can control the notifications and when the pills are going to be dispensed can be another person, not the owner. So someone from the family can help their grandparents to organize everything,
Oh, yeah,
basically.
that's really nice because sometimes they have problems with technology, and that's a really
Exactly.
good way to avoid it.
So where we describe a bit about peeling better. So this is how the design would look like. But what is it? It's an easy to use smart assistant and pill dispenser programmable from a device with an app using IoT technology. Well, our initial concept was very different from what it turned out to be. But that's the whole process of designing. You get one thing, and then after you prototype, you get a totally different result. So this is our cardboard prototype. Like Natalia said, this works with an app. So you program the device to dispense pills at a certain time of the day, and it will, through the speaker, it will announce that the pill is ready to be taken. But it not only tells you when to take pills, because we wanted to target different issues that elders have during isolation. So it also reminds you or the elder to do things that make them feel better for their health and well-being. For example, hey, it's time to take a walk. Hey, it's time to water the plants. Hey, it's time to tune in to your favorite TV show. Some of these things that will make the life easier for a person during isolation, because right now during COVID, things are very difficult. It's very hard to see your grandparents without putting them at risk. So this was the solution we came up with. This is the video for the prototype.
Hello, remember to water the plants. Hello, it's time to take your pills. Hello, your team is about to play. Remember, you can watch the game in channel 12.
Yes, so this is the final CAD result. And it moves something like this, as shown in the TV, in the thing. Yeah.
Well, that's really nice. So it has like additional things that it can say to you, which you can control by the app. So it's not just a pill dispenser, but it can also remind you to watch TV shows and programs, or go to cook your dinner or anything like that.
Yes, and the idea is for the people who does not live in the same place as the person be able to control the app. So that's why it works with IoT technology instead of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, because you don't have to be in the same area than the device to be able to control it.
That's really nice. Taking care of your grandparents from a distance. As I want to ask you something related to it, it's that you shared with Aris Components that your main source of inspiration for this project were your grandparents. So did all of this come to mind when you were thinking that you cannot be next to them during self-isolation just to avoid the risk of them getting infected? Or it came to mind when you wanted to create something that would be in benefit for everyone, or both of them at the same time?
So actually it was both, because in my case, my grandma sometimes she doesn't remember stuff, but she knows she wants to do something, like she wants to watch a TV show, but she remembers about the TV show at like 11 a.m., but the TV show it's at 2 p.m. Or sometimes she struggles with technology like Alexa or some of those devices, so it's hard for them to program them and tell them like, remember that, remind me of doing something. But they actually don't do it because they're not used to technology as we are. So it's a way of letting them use the benefits of technology while they don't need too much effort, or yeah, basically it's easier for them, and they can also benefit from what we use in technology.
Yes, sorry. I think we missed a point where when we defined it as an easy to use smart assistant. It's not that you tell the smart assistant what to do. It tells you what to do, and at most it will reply. You will reply with a yes, no, which is as simple as it can be to help the elders. But answering your question again in a different perspective, we also considered the different groups that were affected by the pandemic, the different families that could not be next to their family members. So that's why we tried to create something that inspired by our parents and their struggles with technology and health and well-being. We tried to tackle all this, creating this project.
That's really nice. It has surely a lot of well thought out features. But was there any particular challenge, like a big one or a significant one, that you encountered while designing it?
Yeah, actually at the beginning, when we showed you the initial designs, we thought, because there are different types of peels, so it's difficult to make one for all of them, because the device can, the peels can get stuck in the gears or something. So we had to think of a way of delivering the peels without them getting stuck, and also being able to have different sizes.
So yeah, you could see in the the presentation there was the design. It looks completely different to what we came up with at the end, but it was definitely the peels changed the. It was quite difficult to get all the peels to deliver them one by one, and it could be actually harmful if two of them deliver at the same time. So I think it was better for the person responsible just put the correct amount um, of the dose during, like, for the weekly dose, and then it's going to be safe, and the elder is going to have all their pills and the exact amount of pills.
Was there any sort of mentoring you got while doing the project, or it was your work completely on your own? Or how was the process that you decided to change from the dispenser that looks a bit like a tower to the one as you just described right now? Was there anyone who suggested that, or you came up with this on your own, or someone who reviewed the project maybe?
Yes, we actually received really good feedback from RS Components and Nordic Semiconductors. They told us about this struggle that we just told you about, the dispensing the correct amount of pills, and if that was wrong, that could be very harmful. So we had to engineer a new way, doing some research and many things. But we also received help from our one of our lecturers, which is Callum Kosar. He was really useful. He was very supportive with us. He gave us really useful feedback. Gathering all these things, we came up with this new idea, doing more research on the internet, what's on the market, because you have as well to do something different to whatever is on there. So all of this, basically, it was a mix of all of this that made us to develop this final concept.
Excellent. You've done obviously such an extraordinary work with it, and it is fantastic that it got acknowledged in such a way. I doubt, though, you will be surprised to hear this, but society still perceives it unusual for women to actively participate in STEM and obviously perform well above all. So I was wondering if there's one stereotype which you hear or read about way too often, but your experience has definitely proven that this is not right.
Well, for me, is that mechanical engineering is not only about cars. This is crazy. The amount of people that think that I'll be in the car industry. Even my mom still thinks that in some sort of way. Engineering is such a broad concept. Like, you can do so many things, and especially mechanical engineering. That's why I chose it, because I was not really sure which way I was into. But people just don't know the different areas that mechanical engineering, especially, well, on others cover, like renewables, thermal, materials, design, so many things that you can do, and people still think it's only about cars.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I would say, my own discipline with aeronautics. It's like people only think about planes, but then you can actually work in the car industry, which even I didn't know 2 years ago. So
Yes, or even the space industry as well.
yeah, what about you, Natalia?
It's weird because all those stereotypes that say like people in science are mostly men or something. In my family, it was completely different because my aunt, she works in pharmaceuticals. She studied
Chemical
bacteriology or something like that. So at the end, like in my family, there was not that much of a stereotype. My dad is an engineer, but they never told me like, no, you're not going to be an engineer because you're a girl. No, that never happened to me. Actually, since the beginning, like even my grandma, she used to tell me, yeah, you're going to study maths or physics or something like that. So it was not, yeah, it was not a stereotype for me. Yeah, I never thought that women wouldn't be like engineers or into STEM. On the other, like my family always supported that. Like everyone can be whatever they want, basically.
Yeah, it's great to have support behind your back and someone who's encouraging you to do it instead of all those college counselors or anything you read in the news telling you the opposite thing. So that's a nice background to have in order to be stimulated to do it. So, do you have any new projects or ideas in mind for the year ahead that you want to develop?
Yeah, so at the moment, I'm working on my amazing dissertation. I'm really enjoying it. I am creating an algorithm in Python using artificial intelligence and machine learning to predict early faults in an offshore wind turbine generator. This is like this is very into the industry that I want to go to. So right now, this is what I'm working on. But once things become less hectic, maybe I'm thinking further developing the great idea of peeling better.
And for me, also working on my dissertation. Mine is on cleaning the ECG signal from EMG noise. That it's the muscle activity that can go into the readings of your heart electrocardiogram, basically. And it's also using artificial intelligence, but in my case, we're using neural networks. So I'm trying to learn a lot about programming and artificial intelligence and signal processing, basically. But yeah, for now, the idea is to finish my career and then we'll see.
Learn more, graduate, and then focus on projects in the real world. That's great. Well, thank you both very much for participating today and sharing your experiences and the process of designing your Peeling Better project. This has been a pleasure and truly inspiring, and I wish you all the best for the future, both for your next project, both individually and as a team. And that was it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Katerina.
Thank you.